The Lullaby. In the dusty, forgotten town of nowhere, nestled amidst the barren plains, an eerie lullaby echoed through the night. Few dared to venture into the town after dark, for the once happy community was said to have been cursed, transforming it into a shadowy, desolate place, inhabited by a spectral presence. Decades ago, nowhere was a bustling town with vibrant streets, lively markets, and a welcoming community. The heart of the town was the Grand Harmonia, a beautiful music hall where every night the townsfolk would gather to share stories, laughter, and songs. Among them was Lillian, a young woman with a voice as pure as a spring brook, who was known throughout the town for her enchanting lullaby. Her lullaby was said to possess the power to soothe any soul, offering comfort and tranquility to those who heard it. One fateful night, a terrible storm swept across the plains, bringing chaos and destruction. Amidst the chaos, Lillian was separated from her young son, and despite her desperate search, she could not find him. In her despair, she took to the stage of the Grand Harmonia for the last time and sang her lullaby, her sorrowful voice echoing through the storm, a call to her lost child. The next morning, the storm had passed, but the town was forever changed. Lillian was found on the stage, lifeless, her heartbroken spirit trapped in her final lullaby, and so the once lively town of nowhere was transformed into a place of silence and shadows, where the only sound to break the oppressive quiet was Lillian's mournful lullaby, echoing through the deserted streets. Over the years, many dared to venture into nowhere, driven by curiosity or the thrill of the unknown, but all reported the same experience. As the sun would set, the spectral lullaby would start, a haunting melody carrying the sorrow of a mother's loss. They spoke of shadows shifting and strange chills, an overwhelming sense of grief, and a yearning to find something lost. The lullaby was said to draw people in, lulling them into a trance-like state, and when they awoke, they found themselves on the outskirts of nowhere, with no memory of how they got there. Despite the chilling tales, a group of paranormal investigators decided to spend a night in nowhere, hoping to capture evidence of the spectral lullaby. They set up their equipment in the remains of the Grand Harmonia and waited for nightfall. As the sun set, the lullaby began, its haunting notes filling the silence. The investigators were entranced, drawn in by the sorrowful melody, and then a chilling realization hit them. The lullaby wasn't just a song, it was a call. One by one, the investigators found themselves compelled to respond to the lullaby, each walking out into the darkness of the deserted streets, drawn by an unseen force. When dawn broke, they found themselves on the outskirts of nowhere, their equipment left abandoned in the Grand Harmonia, their recordings filled with a spectral lullaby and an overwhelming sense of sorrow. To this day, the town of nowhere remains abandoned, a haunting reminder of the sorrow that once befell its streets. The spectral lullaby continues to echo through the town, a mournful call to a child long lost. Those who dare to venture into nowhere after dark speak of the overwhelming sense of loss and yearning, and the chilling lullaby that lulls them into a trance, only to wake on the outskirts of town the memory of the night a blur, the lullaby of nowhere continues to echo, a chilling tale of loss and longing, a spectral melody that has turned a once vibrant town into a desolate, haunted place.